Hello, dear colleagues. My name is Alexander Paramonov, and I'm the expert for business development, representing MONT group of companies. And today, I would like to welcome you to this great event, such a battlefield, as we call it. And today, we will have a separate stream, and I'm assisted today by Tubin Andrei, the head of the Biz Dev for Information Security, and Elvira Rogmatulity, Product Management for Positive Technologies. And well, our today's track, we would like to show you some interesting ideas and developments about the market analysis that we've done for the last period of time, and amid the modern pandemic, and we're all seems to be confined in our apartments and homes, and again, the current business processes have changed, and this is our report. A couple of words about the MONT company, which was first established in 1991. We have over 500 employees, and we're the key supplier of the software as well as cloud-based services. In our portfolio, we have 250 plus vendors, because in big projects, sometimes customers would like to see one, single source of software. But at the same time, we've moved beyond the Russian territory. Our company has been established in Azerbaijan, Armenia, Belarus, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. And basically, in all these locations, we have our reps who can provide you all the answers, so we can provide services not only in terms of supply, but also providing you our expertise. And also, not only in Moscow, we have offices in many Russian cities, including the Republic of Kazakhstan. And this would be the single level of service. You can get needed expertise in any point, in any location where we are. And I think it's one of the best advantage of the MONT company. Next, speaking about our specialty, this would be software. Absolutely so, but not only supply of the software. And especially we work with smaller players on the market like system integrator. And sometimes you need a pre-sale, some expertise which you can provide in terms of licensing, some legal issues, as well as the technical expertise. And again, for our standing partners, we have big discounts and some additional marketing capabilities like training and coordinating some initiatives for clients and vendors alike. And I believe that the most important thing is to manage financial flows, because sometimes you have delays in financial supplies. Sometimes it's up to 6 months when you cannot get money, which is a very tough situation to be in. Well, just a second. I have to choose my language on my panel. Please give me a second. Just a moment again. I'm just selecting my language, and I'm still looking for the button for the language selection. Just a second. Please bear with me. Yeah, let's keep going. Speaking about our business lines, the MONT company, we can identify the 4 key aspects of where we could be very handy for our partners and to our clients as well. Number 1 would be the classical distribution. I mean, supplying in-box solutions, which we can supply basically to any point of Russia or CIS. And the second thing would be electronic distribution. We build the distributives in electronic format and can dispatch them to specific clients. We have selected the cloud-based distribution, supplying different solutions for different class in the cloud format. And the next aspect of our work would be the expertise, because MONT is the value-added distribution. This would be a distribution with the value added, with the value of those professionals you can work with to solve specific issues, specific tasks. Just 1 second again. I'm just trying to overcome some minor technical issues. Please bear with me. Well, it looks like we can continue. Just a second again. Someone is kindly asking me to correct my Russian in my presentations, but so far I cannot see such a capability. Well, let's continue, because I believe that we are time limited. Anyway, within the MONT company, we have identified 3 businesses, key business lines, by which we can deliver value to our clients. And the first thing I would like to begin with, there is a great book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And he's saying important things that we do not know of any great military commanders, because the great military commanders, they never protract situation to the point of war, so they never stay in history. We know the great field commanders who actually have won some wars, but we have to understand that we we have prepared such a set of cases, and I believe that any information security officer of a big or small or medium range company, they should always focus on these things. And actually our partners also have to communicate about that with our clients. Well, what would be the first thing? First of all, we're saying that there are 3 key aspects. This would be the kernel aspect in the IT system, the networks, and the end devices. Speaking about the kernel level, what is happening? What is happening at this stage? Well, the first big challenge that we're seeing on the market in terms of information security would be multi-cloud approach. The fact that you need to use some solutions related to protecting your IT system, which can be scattered, distributed over different elements of your network. And we do not have the capability to manage multi-cloud per se. More likely that you can actually you can order some service and then have a limited management. Secondly, we have increased catalog of IT services in a company. And unfortunately, the amount of services, or fortunately maybe, the number of such services is ever growing, and we also have to protect them. The third problem that we are dealing with would be containers. It's a third challenge. This would be the challenge of the increase of the so-called new DevOps class solutions and containers. And of course, the DevOps groups and support groups sometimes using totally different approaches. While the support groups, they actually increase the reliability and quality of services and continuity. Then DevOps about the flexibility and speed. So in one major banks we've been working with, amount of IT systems for the development was over 250 units just for the development. Just imagine how you have to streamline the updates and the safety and security level just even to be able to continue in that. And oftentimes we have the cases when the customers have the limited financial resources, which makes them to live on the old, outdated software and hardware, which may lead to a lot of problems, sometimes related to the impossibility to build new protection systems. And actually, even if you save on a budget, you still are responsible, or the IT security guys, they're still responsible for protecting your company. The next important thing is sometimes there is a lack of automation on the kernel level. Just imagine that you are looking at some people who are coming into your company. If you can see a strange person, unauthorized, you have a couple of seconds to make a decision to shut the gates or push the alarm button. But when we talk about IT systems, when we move from the human reaction level, like seconds, to the machine level of reaction, which would be nanoseconds, of course, the humans become a bottleneck. And we have four aspects that we have to talk about it with each stakeholders. When we talk about the information security, first, IT systems, they have to meet the high quality of descriptive information. The information should be as full as possible. It should describe all the current situations. And also, only on the basis of descriptive data, you have the second great value, which will be diagnostics. And diagnostics is about how fast we can find that right point of entry, which was the gateway for some bad situation, and deal with it. So diagnostics is telling us how can we deal with a certain vulnerability or a problem. And here, of course, even now in the IT systems, more and more we have more and more elements related to AI, artificial intelligence. And this is how and where it is working the best. But once again, for the descriptive part and diagnostic part, then the the head of IT systems will not be getting more money because this is their job description. As for the real bonuses, that would be only possible if we move to the two different area. This would be a predictive work. I mean, the system can predict certain behavior, especially the negative behavior in information security, with certain trends. That is, it's basically predicting some negative scenario, enabling us to use those hours, minutes, or even months to prevent the bad situation. But the most expensive would be prescribing information. Prescribing information, this is the information which is aimed at to make sure that that you can quickly do certain actions if we have certain negative situations. And again, the head of IT security on the level of kernel, they should have 4 absolutely clear information flows. Descriptive, like what is going on right now. Second one is diagnostics, like why it is happening. Next would be predicting, that is giving you the information, and prescribing, which is automating certain operations. Again, it's a first central point we have to talk about. And the second point is, of course, the neural digital network. Well, what is a company's network? This would be the hardware, data center in remote offices. Not anymore. And when we speak about the neural network of a digital company, the attacks may be coming into these nodes. They do not come to this like the company's kernel or the end zone, but to these kind of intermediate channels. Well, what is going on here? Speaking about reports, reports which are provided by Imperva for 2019, just look at the size of the point of attacks. Again, the attacks are coming on through people. It's either email or electronic document. 94% of the malware delivery into our code is happening via email, via the documents, attachments opened by the users. Well, what they put inside, this would be the malware and the phishing software. Basically, so this is the channel of the malware incoming into a company. This would be the key. The key. You would think, okay, we have antiviruses, spam filters, and you name it, and still, the main work is happening on the level of people, especially when they work in remote channels where they can have some bad situations related to phone calls. But again, let's take a look. What are the other bottlenecks? We can see that the company's borders are expanding. When I first came to work in a bank in '99, before coming into the zone, I mean the expertise zone in the bank, and we had to turn in all the disk drives, all the flash drives. We did not have the phones or the cell phones, you know. And again, you have to turn in all the hardware devices, and then at some point, you had to defend not only the servers. We had the rented data centers and they have a different vectors of attack. Today, we can see the next kernel development. This would be the cloud solutions. The cloud solutions where it's easier to consume resources, and DevOps is very developed. And basically, it's about the area of the network related to the workplaces of our company. And you would think, okay, this is what we can manage, what we are managing. And lately, we can see the very proactive development of the channels to automate the users themselves, not the employees, but the users of services of our companies. This would be terminals. And that's why today, when we speak about the business automation, it's an IoT. An IoT would be basically the computer, which would be also connected to some IT system of a company. And that's why our limits again are blurred. And again, we have to say that that this kind of protection it is not about the borders of what we do. Applications where our clients are working in, I mean, those elements when clients connect to us, this would also be the precondition of an attack. And again, the clients could not care less of why something is not working. Maybe the cell phone is not right, maybe the network is not right, or maybe you have your own problem in the data center. If an app is down, in 90% of cases, the client simply will delete it. It's classic, you know, working with websites and everything related to the access points to our IT. Although we can see less and less workload on the websites and more on the native apps, but we still have to think about the websites. But if you look at the next attack vector in terms of on the level of networks, this would be the clients of the social media. So-called injection of the negative information is happening via social media. Let's look back at 2015-16, where we had attacks on the reputation of Sberbank and Alpha Bank, and attempts to say that, okay, the bank is not working, they are not giving out the money, and we had a huge negative feedback on the social media. Next would be potential clients. They're looking for our information, looking for information about us, where in all kind of like response sites and the rating agencies, and the attack may be carried out from there. And of course, another important aspect is protecting your investors. It's an open world where we are posting information about beneficiaries of our company. Oftentimes, it's not very efficient operations in terms of InfoSec, because sometimes investors have a lot of sensitive data, too much sensitive data. And another aspect today would be regulation and regulators. Yesterday, I had a conversation with one of my partners, and an attack on the company was done via the regulator. Very simply, a letter was sent to a regulator from a shell company that, let's say, this company is not actually following some federal rules and regulations. As a result, these regulators, since they have a business process of processing this application, they put it on the website. Immediately, all the company's contracts have been closed. Why? Because the IT security of key clients. They're looking at the regulators, applications. If you come to the message refuting that, then regulator does not have the process of taking out this application. They can put the application, but they cannot take it out from the website. So the company immediately almost ended up in a situation when they had to pay 150 millions of rubles of direct fines. Just imagine this situation. And this is about the limits of the company. This is about the borders of the company and the networks through which attackers can penetrate. And again, the company can provide to their partners, and the partners can provide to their clients some signature solutions which will provide security even on this level. I have a question for you, dear colleagues. What is the number 200? What 200 stands for? Let's think a little. Given the context of our conference. 3, 2, 1, 0. The 200 as a number, this would be the average number of days in 2019 for the detection of vulnerabilities and attack vectors. Just imagine, this would be the average amount of days that you needed in 2019 to identify an attack. For 200 days, the attackers were walking around in a company IT systems. I believe it's simply horrible reputation risk. It's a horrible risk for the company's IT systems for one simple reason. Viruses are collected consequentially. They're waiting for a signal, waiting for a situation, and the next presentations by Positive Technologies are about how to induce this reaction, but in a safe environment. And I believe it is also one important thing. And the third challenge, before we'll begin our main presentations, related to the safety of the end devices. I mean, all those devices which we have seen today, not only the workstations of our employees, not only the workstations of our clients in the form of applications, but also different entry points. So let's focus, speaking about the end devices, what kind of elements we have to focus on in terms of the information security and in terms of building the system itself. The first will be the communication channels I've been speaking about. It's protecting them not on the level of the device as a whole or user as a whole, but on the level of each specific application and sometimes on the level of transaction. The second one is protecting data themselves or files where they're operated. It's the amount of permitted applications, and permitted applications again given the sectors. For example, the application may be working in a business center, Semyonovsky, and if this has been stolen or put in a home, put on some in other location in Moscow, this application should not work in a different geographical zone. The next level will be the access point device. Like even if you steal the information, or how attackers can intrude or to do any operation. This would be the 4 points, which are the key 4 points for protecting you against different class of threats, and to make it easier for the user, because we do not have to scold every user. Yes, we have to have right regulations and the role borderlines. The system should not intrude into the user's work, but if they do something unregulated, unsanctioned operations, this should be very inconvenient. This should be off limits, because sometimes people share computers, like a husband and wife and some other people. And again, it's a factor of ensuring the safe support. It will be one of the key aspects of how can you provide the support, so that this kind of support would not also be given by the attackers. And again, finalizing this part, the first part, the MONT company is providing for you a huge amount of software, over 250 suppliers, 90 of them would be authorized distributors. We are the authorized distributor. And working on 3 levels, kernel protection, the communication channel protection, and the workstations protection. For each of these challenges, we can provide you the full sector and the full set of applications and solutions, which will be doing this kind of fantastic work of positive technologies, which we are speaking about at this conference. In terms of the convenience of work, for our partners, we have developed a very nice personal cabinet where you can have your status of your orders and then the profile and bonuses. And I think you can also have an online shop. Like if you have some integration with online shops, you have an API. You can see the status and the prices, and if you work on a workflow mode with some of your good clients. And my final slide that I would like to show you right now is that I believe that MONT company is not only an internet website. It's about real people. And again, at our conference today, I'm assisted by Andrei Dupin, the head of the BizDev for IT security, and he and I will be having a discussion with us, and Elvira Rakhmatulin, the project manager for the positive technologies. On the northwest in St. Petersburg, we have a rep office, and it is headed by the BizDev manager for the northwest, Vitaly Darovsky. And talking about the Republic of Kazakhstan, we have Arman, and then speaking about the Urals, this will be Alexander Gamov, and the Volga region, Yevgeny, and the pre-sale engineers group, those who would like to help you with solution choice or implementing choice if your partners don't have enough expertise, or you need to pull in additional solutions. They are ready. So dear colleagues, once again, thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this great event today. And my presentation will be followed by the next presentation. This would be the presentation of Positive Technologies company, and the topic is network attack discovery, the product review, and providing report on the network visibility. It will start at 12. And Natalia Kazakova and Dmitry Sabodash. Dear colleagues, once again, good morning, everyone. Wishing you a great day today at this wonderful conference.